To kick off my 2013 Steam Challenge today, I decided to take a look at a game called Garshasp, Temple of the Dragon. There isn't any real way around it. This game is bad. Like, really bad. There are bugs everywhere, and while it seems really ambitious in terms of scope, it definitely suffers in size. Combat is your standard hack and slash fare. You have 2 attack buttons and a block, and there's a counter mechanic in place so that you can counter incoming attacks with a successful block, but it really doesn't matter all that much when you're getting swarmed with enemies from every direction. Combat in this game can get really, really hard, and to make matters worse, there isn't really any sort of combat tutorial to speak of. If you play this game, you're going to have to get used to looking at that game over / reload checkpoint screen. The story, if you can call it that, follows the warrior Garshasp and his brother as they scour forests and temples for a mace of legend that has some immense magic power that doesn't really matter. An orc warrior is also following Garshasp and sending his minions to dispatch of him while he also searches for the mace for his own nefarious ends. The pace of the game is pretty simplistic. Run somewhere, encounter dudes in a giant circular arena, fight them, travel somewhere, do a puzzle, rinse and repeat. There are a few traversal puzzles that aren't super terrible, and a puzzle where you shoot down a bridge stand out, but everything else is pretty forgettable. The scope of the game seems fairly large, but actual playtime is super tiny. I beat this game in just over 3 hours, and at the end there was no promise of a sequel or second episode or epilogue, just credits. Not that I would play another one, but for such a short game, you think it would be a tight, polished piece of material, but it just isn't. This game also suffers from a lack of proper combat tutorials and throws you into the fray right off the bat. The camera is also fixed and moves along with you, so combat can be difficult since you often can't see your enemies, and the camera can literally get you killed during traversal puzzles that require you to jump in certain directions over bottomless pits while the camera moves. There are also bugs everywhere. Getting stuck in walls, the lighting dropping out, viz points all over the damn place, dropping through floors and outside the game world. It's bad. Don't even think about alt-tabbing, because that will just destroy everything. Let's also not forget about the voice acting. This shit is terrible. Not like Bat and Kaidos for the GameCube terrible, but damn if it's not close. I understand this was made by a small team, but at least let me subtitle it and turn the voices off. At one point, I stumbled across the Orc Warrior and had to suffer through a really difficult puzzle battle to beat him, and then, when the next sequence begins, out of nowhere, the game is done. What? I mean, I get that it was difficult because it was the final boss, but I had no idea it was the last guy, so while I was fighting him in a 3-stage fight where he takes no damage for the first 2 stages, I was just sitting there getting increasingly pissed off because the fight was super cheap, and the level obstacles can randomly kill you. In the end, I had to use an exploit where you don't take damage in the air, and I beat him by jumping around like a silly fuck, but that's not how games are supposed to go. I mean, this was really, really bad. It sucks here because this is definitely some ambition behind this game. There are multiple enemy types, some of the graphics have some merit, there are lots of animations and epic camera swoops, and it's a shame that it turned out the way it did, but it's overly difficult, super short, repetitive, has no replay value, and suffers from the many bugs that it has. I can't say I would recommend this to anyone, but I got through it just the same. Let's never do this shit again.